Hi guys, and welcome back to Hilltop Farm, and welcome to, well, I guess it's a bit of a channel update slash organizer review, but I'll get onto that in a minute. As you probably noticed, the channel name changed at the beginning of the year. We've actually dropped the homestead off the end of it to just make us Hilltop Farm, because at the end of the day, that's what the property is. It's Hilltop Farm. It's not Hilltop Farm Homestead. I added that in the early days when I first started the channel, because most of my subscribers seem to come from the US, and they call what we do homesteading. In the UK, they're referred to as smallholders. In Australia, I think they just call us crazy. But self-sufficient is a term I hear being knocked about. And I thought, no, it's silly, because although I did it to try and clarify for the US viewers what kind of a channel we were, yeah, I think it confused the issue a little bit here in Australia. Because a homestead in Australia is, you just hold on a minute, Claudia, our stage manager, is just coming in here with coffee.
Yep.
Thank you, Claudia. Here in Australia, a homestead really is a large rural property. It generally has verandas going all the way around it, to the point where even in suburbia, if you have a home that has verandas front and rear, it's referred to as a homestead style house. Like in America, you might have a Cape Cod or something like that. Here, a homestead is a particular style of house, because our early settlers used to have these homesteads, and the verandas used to keep the sun off the windows. If any of you remember, or as old as me and remember, a book called The Thornbirds, they made a mini-series out of it, and that was set on a sheep station in rural Australia, and that place is a homestead. And of course ours isn't a homestead. Ours, from the house point of view, we are homesteaders in the sense of the word as the Americans know it. Smallholder, perhaps, as the English know it, but it's not a homestead. As I say, it was just misleading. We are, yeah, we're a small holding really, with just a very small piece of land, and our home is a small cottage style home, and looks nothing like an Australian homestead. So as I say, it was creating confusion, so we dropped it. So now we are Hilltop Farm. Another thing we're going to be doing is we are going to be continuing on with the Wiccan series. I know a lot of the new subscribers have signed up because of the Wiccan series, and I'm not going to go on too much about that, because I promised that on the main part of the channel I wouldn't. But those of you that are watching, that do watch the Wiccan series, just be aware that series is going to continue. But something I do over there that I'm actually moving across into the mainstream part of the channel is whenever we have a particular subject for that particular video, I will put together what I call a handout. This is just an example of a recipe And if you can see, it's got a pretty little picture that's like from the artwork on our channel page, and there's the recipe and have that at the back. In the description below the videos, I'm going to have a link so that you can click on there and go straight to these to either download to your computer or print out. In the case of a recipe, obviously, you know, it's a recipe, so you won't have to sit and watch the video and try and write it all down. You just print it out, nice and easy. Or if it's something like, I might be showing you how we do seeds, like plant our seeds. I might be showing you how we make tomato ketchup and how we can it. Then I will do, I mean, obviously do the video. You can watch the video and see how we do it. But there's also one of these you'll be able to print out each time as well. And that will probably involve me going, I won't go back through all my videos, but the recipe ones I will probably go back through and re-release with these accompanying them to make it easier for people. And obviously that will be a slow process that I'll do over a period of time. But all the new stuff will come out with this. So that's what's happening with the channel, and we are going to progress on with that. I'm going to change the format a little bit too, where it's going to be more dedicated to the gardening side of things rather than the livestock side of things. I mean, we will still, you know, go and see chickens and what have you, but gardening seems to be, there's a more pressing need, particularly in this country, because this country, there's not a lot of information out there. So yeah, I'm going to concentrate a little bit on that. The Papillon Diaries series will carry on as normal because that is the most popular thing on the channel at the moment. Pippa has recently been mated and he's actually due to have puppies on the 16th of March. So come, you know, in the week or so following that, the birth of her litter will go up on video, and we will follow their progress as we normally do with Papillon Diaries. And she's been mated to Alfie, so yeah, we can't wait to see what little delights we get with that. Now, probably wondering what's in front of me in this yellow box. One thing I have learnt is when you have a kitchen garden, there's too much to try and remember. Because you're growing so many different things and everything has a different time that it needs to be planted, it needs to be harvested. It's a bloody nightmare. And look, there's so many, you can't ask anybody. Strictly speaking, you've got to do a lot of it's trial and error. Because what I do here, I mean, we're 3/4 of an hour south of the city of Adelaide in Australia. But if someone was like 3/4 of an hour north of the city of Adelaide, there could be a couple of months difference between when we plant something and when they plant something, just because of the temperature difference. We're up in hilly section, so we have stronger winds. We tend to have more rain. and the winters generally are colder, whereas north of the city it's flatter, much drier, it's hotter. It's hard to imagine, I feel like we're living on the sun as it is, but it is hotter, or it can be. And they have more extremes of cold. We generally have a colder winter, but we're on a more even keel. They might have nice days, but they have a lot more frosts than we do. You see, so all these things you have to come into play as to when you plant things. When, you know, what actually grows well here and what grows well there. And this is just, you know, houses that are a couple of hours apart. If you're talking different states within this country, or different countries, different hemispheres, well, just a completely different ballgame. My daughter got, for my other daughter, I think this is the story, but might be wrong. I think one daughter got the other one just for Christmas, as well as one for herself, or something like that, I don't know. But I was very impressed. They come from the UK. It's a personalised diary, or planner really. And you can have it set up any way you'd like. You can have all sorts of patterns, colours and whatever. And I'll put a link down in the description below to the website so you can go and have a look yourself. I mean, there's nothing in it for us, but it's just a great thing. Little bit pricey, so you might want to put out feelers at the end of the year for anyone who's thinking about a Christmas present and something like that. But I got one because I need to keep track of dates, and it comes in this lovely box. It's all beautifully packaged. I have already opened it. And what have we got here? There we go. Now, this is what's in there. Now, there's all sorts of things come with it that I'll go through in a second. I don't know if you can see that. It's beautiful. And down here, it's printed on there, Hilltop Farm Kitchen Garden. Can you see that? I think it's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. There's a detachable ruler on the side there. Okay, there's a plastic pouch here that sort of either keep bits of paper in, or your pencils or whatever. There's a little gift card if you're giving it to someone as a present. So there's all that sort of stuff there. Now, you open it up. Now, here we just have a calendar that goes from July 18, December 19. Okay, then it starts with January. Okay, and it looks like basically your average calendar that you get on the wall there. You know, you've got your if you can see that, there's a box for each day of the month with notes on the side. But then when you open it further, this is still January, you then go to here. And in here, and this is how I've chosen to have it. I could have had different colours, I could have had different page layouts, but this is what I wanted. In here, there's sort of a row there for each day. So I can write down what seeds I've sown, what seeds have suddenly popped up through the soil, what I've harvested. But I can also then you know, go ahead in the book to make note of, okay, this is when I'm due to harvest such and such, because that's my biggest problem. Time runs away with me, and the amount of produce that ends up going to our animals because it's past its best. I've got 2 rows of beetroot out there, or beets as our American friends know them. Now, I've got to dig them up, but I suspect that they'll be past their best and all woody and horrible inside, because I lost track of when I planted them, and I think they've been in too long. That definitely happened. It's happened twice so far this season with radishes. They you know, pulled one radish out. It was the size of a turnip. You know, very impressive if I'm entering it in some sort of a, you know, country fair or something, but not very nice to eat. So, and that wouldn't happen if I was organised and I had it written down in here when it went in, when it's going to come out, that sort of kind of thing. And we deal in raised beds here. I forget how many we've got off the top of my head. We're about to expand into another 6, which I think takes our raised beds to over 30. And because they've all got different things in them, some are in the full sun, some are in the part sun, some are in the full shade. It's so hot here, for example, that all our lettuces are actually in a raised bed that's behind our chicken grow-out pen. And it doesn't get the sun at all. But the lettuces do really well because they don't get burnt in the sun. But anyway, there's all the different beds, they all have different requirements as far as needing to be composted and fertilised and all that. And it's hard to remember, now this bed here, when did we fertilise that last, and what did we put on it? So, and this will be ideal for being able to keep a record of not only when things were done, but when things are due to be done. So you go all the way through January, right? And at the end of each week, you can make notes if need be. But then on the back page of January, there's a whole blank page. So I can write anything in there that's relevant to January, perhaps do's and don'ts for next year. Of course, then we move into February, and February's set up the same. Now, when you come right through to the end, okay, do bear with me. Okay, we end up, we're here in December. Okay, December. Now, at the end of December, again, there's a big section for notes, right? Very impressed, right? There's even this here. I really doubt that you'll be able to see it, but it's actually got dots in it, almost like a graph pad without the stripes, it's dots instead. But if you were wanting to draw out a plan of your garden, or a plan of your whole farm, your property, or your house, or you were going to design a new chicken coop or whatever, you could do it on these pages. It's brilliant. And there's quite a few of those. Now, further back, there's contacts. Now, all this is very great. Sorry, all this is wonderful. Now, here, there's a whole lot of stickers. So you can put stickers in the diary bit if you want to or you need to. For example, this one here's got a dollar sign on it. So one would assume you stick one of those on every one of your paydays, for example. Yeah, there's a reminder to do, celebrate birthday. Yes, there's all sorts of things. This, I guess, is if you just want to decorate it. Truth be known, I probably won't use this, but you know, you certainly can if that's your cup of tea. You can, you know, stick various pictures on. And there's a spot here to put things in. But this is what really impressed me as well. If you're like me, I hate getting a new diary and having to spend hours going through the whole thing, writing everyone's birthday in, transferring all the information from the previous year over. You know, as I say, people's birthdays and contacts. This comes with this little booklet in the back, right? And it's a perpetual calendar. So you start off with January 1st through the 31st. There's only one line each, but you can put down birthdays, anniversaries, anything like that, and you don't have to write them down again. Next year, when I order another one of these, I'm not going to fill out this thing again. I'm just going to take this out of here and put it in the new one, so I don't have to do that again. Well, certainly not for a while, not until this wears out. So the thought of that really does appeal to me. So that's just wonderful. Now the dates, the holidays and dates to remember, I don't, for the most part, probably won't apply to us. Because, as I say, this comes from the UK, so I think most of these holiday dates are to do with the UK. But I love this. I love this. I only fill it out once. But anyway, I've waffled on way too long. So if you're interested, it's a bit late now, I know, but you can always make a note of it for next year. And the details are down below in the description. And I think that's all for the time being. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our other videos. And until next time, it's goodbye from Hilltop Farm. See ya!